Hi, I'm Heather Nez with the Discipleship 5K, and we are about to kick off week 6. And I thought that I'd take some time to give you some words of motivation that I get from different sources, different words of wisdom from some people in the world. Starting off with Oprah Winfrey. I think everybody knows her. But she's quoted in saying, "Life is about growth and change." And this reminds me that we can't just stay still. We can't be stagnant. We can't just accept our circumstances and then just not move. We need to be always growing and changing and trying to do better and be better. And so another word of wisdom from a woman named Mel Robbins. She's a speaker, TV host, a CNN correspondent, and author of the 5-Second Rule. And she says, a different phase of your life requires a different phase of you. And what I like about this is saying that each time that we transition in our lives, whether it's getting married, that requires a different version of me, having a child that requires a different version of me, starting a new job requires a different version of me. All of our life cycles, everything that we go through, it requires a different version of us because it's going to entail different challenges, different obstacles, and different learning experiences. And so every time we go into a new phase of our lives, it's going to require a new phase of us, and I really like that. Another motivational speaker is John Maxwell, who's very popular, and he says that we need a plan for growth. We can't just say, okay, we're going to deal with the situation as it comes. No, he's saying that we need to be intentional. He says anything that's automatic is going to go downhill because that's the law of gravity, right? If you jump up, you're going to come down. And he's saying that to do something with intention is going to take work. And if you want something to move up, you've got to work to get it to move up. And so he says anything that, whenever you're looking for growth, it's going to require some effort. Another motivational speaker, person, author that wrote the book Essentialism, his name is Greg McKeown. He says that we need to live by design and not by default, meaning that we need to make sure that we're setting goals and putting out goals, things that we want to achieve, and then working to achieve them. If we, again, just stay stagnant, we're not going to grow. We're not going to become better people. He also says that if we don't prioritize our lives, somebody else will. And that's an interesting thought too. Even when I think about my marriage and I think about the things that I want to do and I think about the things that my husband wants to do, sometimes I will just by default say, okay, whatever you want. And that's not how we're going to grow or change or become better people. We've got to make sure that we're saying what our needs, desires, and wants are, so then the other people can understand where we're coming from. And like I said, if we don't, or like Greg McKeown says, if we don't prioritize our lives, somebody else will. And then we'll become resentful and will become negative because we'll be unhappy about the choices that we've made in our lives because we didn't make them, somebody else did. Another popular person that I've read, Marie Forleo, she's written the book Everything is Figureoutable, giving the idea that no matter what situation you're in, there's always a way out. There's always a way to find a solution to whatever problem you have. And she says that you need to simplify in order to amplify. And I really like this too because it means that we kind of scale everything back to what is it that I can control, that I can manage, and what is the simplest path to get from point A to point B. A lot of times we overcomplicate things. We let our minds kind of skip over 4 or 5 steps, and we need to go back to the simple, to go to step 1, figure out what it is that we need to do to get to step 2, and then just do it a little bit of it at a time. There's a popular phrase that says, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And that is just to say that you can't jump into a solution or find a solution for this big problem in one step. It's going to take little steps in order to be successful. And then lastly, I wanted to share some words from Trent Shelton. He is an influencer. He was a former football player, and he is now a motivational speaker. And he said You are purpose. And what I like about that is he's reminding us that we are worthy, that we have a mission, that we have purpose. And what we've learned through the Discipleship 5K is that we are all called to a greater purpose. That's what the Bible tells us. And he kind of breaks it down into 4 little steps to help us to be mindful of these things, to help us maintain our purpose. And he says that we need to make a commitment. And with the Discipleship 5K, you guys have done that already. You've made a commitment to spend more time taking care of your physical body, doing spiritual practices, praying more, spending more time thinking about others and yourself. Number 2, he says you need to have some discipline. I think that we've been doing that through the Discipleship 5K. We've been carving out time to do the things that are important to us. He says that we need to be consistent. And I believe that we've been doing that as well. We've been consistently showing up to do our activities and do our prayers. And we've been doing our physical movements. And we've just been consistent in all the things that we've been doing. And he says you need to have faith. And in that, we just say that we have faith that we are going to be able to persevere, that we're going to be able to be encouraged, and that we're going to be successful. And I just love that reminder that we are purpose. We have a goal that we're set out to do, and we're achieving it. We're really knocking it out of the park at this point as we're entering into week 6. So I just wanted to give you guys some motivational words to live by this week to help push you through, to persevere, and to be encouraged. I'd love to hear some of your encouraging words as well, some of the people that inspire you and their phrases and their quotes that help you become a better person and help you stay motivated and stay on task. Have a great week. I look forward to hearing from you.